Ain't gonna lie, I'm aiming for the greatest. Niggas always told me I would make it. Man, come on, she loving on the fragrance.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Relly back in with another video, and today I had to bring it back with the little b-ball, man. Yo, I made a little comment. I asked a question about Jamal Murray. I said, is he washed? And y'all crucified me in the comments, man. Like, all I did was ask a question, man. All I did was ask a question. Y'all kill me on that and the KD carry thing, man. Like, come on, bro, chill. Just a question. Fuck. Today we watching AM Hoops. Feel me? So he made a video, what's wrong with Jamal Murray. I thought it was funny how I made that comment about him, and then this nigga dropped the video the next day. So I'm here with the content with you, man. So let's get right into the video. Y'all know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go.
Jamal Murray had the most embarrassing moment of his career while on the bench. Game 2 against Minnesota. Nuggets were getting demolished. Karl Anthony Towns punishing Jamal in the post. So when Cat got physical with his teammates, Murray got so upset at the refs he threw a heating pad on the court during the game. Nothing was called because the refs didn't notice, but everyone said dude should be suspended.
That was an inch away from Karl Anthony Towns planting his right foot right on that thing. He should be suspended.
This was so weird from a guy who normally has elite self-discipline. What happened? Well, Jamal was frustrated because he was terrible while Denver got their butts kicked. 1 year after winning the title, he was a shell of himself, down in every playoff category. And yes, he hit a game winner against LA, but he shot like a G League player the rest of the playoffs. But oh well, Jamal still had a max contract offer from the Nuggets on the table, and the Olympics would seem candidate to turn things around, but somehow got worse at the Olympics. What's wrong with Jamal Murray? I mean, yes, he's dealing with an injury, but now he's got an even bigger problem to worry about. But I love playing underdog. We had a month without WNBA because of the Olympics. Now they're back in last week. So let's get it. First up is a use my square. So thinking this. I mean, if he signs it and is tied to Nikola Jokic, it could ruin the rest of Joker's prime if Jamal's not right. I mean, when is this dude ever healthy? His entire career, since his second year in the league, has never played more than 75 games. And what about the theory that Nikola Jokic just makes everyone better? I know that's crazy to say about Jamal Murray, but look at Team Serbia. Those guys look like prime Steph through 3 quarters because of Joker. And if it wasn't for Jokic, would any...
I'm not hearing all that because they hit them shots. But I mean, like, I'll say Joker gets them wide open shots and they hit them. You feel me? And they should hit them because they're pros. So I feel like that's not a crazy thing.
Have the Nuggets as a title threat? No. So how good is Jamal Murray actually? Well, many people say he's the best current player to never make an All-Star game. The first season he really broke out was the 2020 bubble.
I gotta think about that. Is that true? Is Jamal Murray the best player to not make damn, I just fucked that up. What was I about to say? Is Jamal Murray the best player to not make an All-Star game? I actually don't know. I gotta really think about that one.
He and Donovan Mitchell traded insane shots in the first round, but Jamal scored 143 points in just 3 games. He then goes on to score 40 in Game 7 against the Clippers, which sent Denver to their first conference finals since 2009. So it's not a fluke. But max contracts are not signed for what you did in the past. That would be a mistake. So there are 3 options for Denver moving forward. 1, they could offer him the max. 2, let him reach free agency. Or 3, an option we've rarely seen in NBA history. But it's not the first time that Jamal has struggled and come back. In 2021, he tore his ACL while playing against the Warriors.
I remember
that night on the team bus, he broke into tears talking to Coach Michael Malone. Jamal was sure they were going to trade him, but Malone said hell no.
His first thought was, man, are you guys going to trade me? And that was his, I'm damaged goods. Are you guys going to trade me now? And I hugged him. I said, hell no. Like, you're ours. We love you. We're going to help you get back, and you're going to be a better player for it.
And he was. Because 2 years later, Jamal and Joker won Denver their first title.
And whoever said, oh, he won a championship, bro, that's not what the fucking question was, bro. I know he won a championship. I watched the game. What I was asking was, is he better or worse now than he was in the bubble? That's all I asked, bro.
Jamal had a 30-point triple-double in the finals. Most underrated star in the NBA. So why hasn't he ever made an All-Star game? Well, last year was a perfect example. all-star numbers, the narrative of just winning a championship, but he got injured. Jamal can't stay healthy, and many people blame his dad. Roger Murray trained him growing up, was obsessed with Bruce Lee, and adapted his martial arts drills to basketball. So Jamal had to meditate before games to visualize each shot, did push-ups in the snow to develop toughness, balanced a cup of hot tea on his thigh during workouts. No cell phone, no TV, no video games, and Jamal was rarely allowed to even hang out with his friends. So did that hardcore training make him injury prone at just 27 years old? It's one thing people say about the Ball brothers. LeVar was famous for pushing his three sons. Now Lonzo and LaMelo are barely on the court. But like the Ball,
Jello too in the G League or in the league he plays in now.
Jamal's hard work paid off. He went from rural Canada, where no one ever makes it out, to the number 7 pick. So if Jamal always comes back from adversity, how's this any different? Because it's such a big risk. I mean, the Nuggets are scared. No one's been hurt more by this new rule in the CBA. All the owners got together and said, NBA teams are becoming too expensive. How about a new rule where if you spend over a certain amount, your team gets screwed? So now teams are afraid to spend over that amount. I mean, the Nuggets had to let go of Bruce Brown after winning the championship, KCP the year after that. So if they max out Jamal and he disappoints, it kills the team. But there's one way around that. If Jamal takes a pay cut, it solves everything. Which is why players now hate Jalen Brunson. This guy was so happy in New York, loves his teammates and his coach. He said, you know what, I'll leave $113 million on the table. What a guy. According to Nick's
see, I don't like that. Because that's not even the situation. Because Jamal Murray, what he is right now, wasn't what he was leaving Dallas to New York. He's two completely different players, both good, but one's a borderline superstar and one was coming off the bench backing up Luka. Let's be real here, bro. He wasn't getting the minutes like that. He until the playoffs, and he had that nice little run, but the Mavs didn't extend him. So let's not make it seem like it is what he just said.
Fans, but other players were like, "What are you doing?" Now, whenever we're up for a deal, our fans are going to say, well, why don't you just take less? What are you, selfish? Meanwhile, these billionaire owners put in this rule so that they can save their bank accounts, but the players are the ones left getting a smaller bag. How did that happen? I mean, to really see what a mess Denver is right now, they signed Russell Westbrook. And
to add to my last point for more misinformation, I feel like the owners didn't even know what they were signing with the whole new CBA and everything, and like the Players Association didn't know what they were signing. I feel like that was more in the NBA not wanting, or the NBA wanting transparency and, you know, not the same teams being in the finals every year. But I don't know why that's a problem now, because that's always been an issue in the NBA since the 90s and 80s. So
I know a lot of you out there believe in Russ, but they didn't really want to sign him. They had no choice. He's what teams do when they're panicking. We had to let KCP go. What do you want us to do? So with Jamal's situation, they're scared too. On June 27th, Shams reported Denver and Jamal were working toward a 4-year, $209 million max contract. Sides expect agreement, but it never happened. What I think is the Nuggets said, oh, we'll sign it after the Olympics when you come back. Then they saw how bad he was, and they were like, can we renegotiate? Will you take a little less? And Jamal was like, no, we had an agreement. So now they are stuck with two options. They can either cave and max him out, risk it, or let him go to free agency, which is also a risk. Which means if the contract isn't signed before the season starts, this could be his last year in Denver. And at that point, they start looking for trade partners. I mean, what could they get for Jamal Murray with 1 year left? Zach LaVine, Trae Young. I think the perfect scenario is De'Aaron Fox, but they're not going to get a better replacement than Jamal Murray realistically. Facts. I know Jokic makes people better, but there's no guarantee the chemistry will be the same. So they get Jamal to take less money by saying, hey, Aaron Gordon is up for a new contract next year too. Don't you like playing with Aaron? You wouldn't want to see him go, would you? But what I love about the NBA calendar is there are deadlines to this, okay? If Jamal doesn't sign before the season, we start looking at February 8th, because that's the last day they could trade him. But if I was a Nuggets fan, I would be really upset with my front office. I mean, none of this even happens without two big mistakes they made. First, they signed Michael Porter Jr. to a max contract.
Thank you.
And they gave Zeke Naji $8 million a year for a guy who barely plays. If it wasn't for that, I think they just signed Jamal in a heartbeat.
Facts.
And they don't let KCP go.
Facts.
But with this new CBA rule, you cannot make mistakes. They've already made 2. So now they have a serious gamble on whatever is wrong with Jamal Murray. But teams are about to gamble on the #1 NBA draft pick. Everyone thinks, oh, for sure it's going to be Cooper Flag, but some NBA...
He's about to promo a second video. W Video AM, Hughes W Video, W Video. Sheesh, man. It's so crazy how fast things can change in the NBA, bro. Literally, it felt like 2 years ago the Nuggets were unbeatable, gonna repeat, go 3-peat, you know what I'm saying? But with this new CBA and, you know, with a new contract and everything with the league, it is hard to retain your guys. Now, I know with bird rights, you can like re-sign and go over the cap, but you can only go so far. I know if you hit that second apron, what is it? You lose picks, or like you go to 30, you lose the mid-level inception, you lose mad stuff. The whole thing complicated. Like he said at the end of the video, he made a very good point. They messed up re-signing MPJ for that max, because that's like your third, fourth best player, one or the other, and you're giving them max money. You can't make that mistake no more. You can only max 2 guys on a team if you don't want to go over that second apron and everything. So I don't know what they're gonna do. They have a tough situation. Joker's in his prime, and Joker seems like one of those weird guys that will just like retire at like 32, 33. So they really don't know how many years they have of the best player in the NBA, in my opinion. Let me know what you think. Is Jamal Murray washed? What contract mistakes did the Nuggets make, and who's gonna win the NBA championship this year if you're a basketball fan? But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna see y'all boys soon. Till next time.
They can't stop me, they can't hold me. 2-4, bitch, I'm great like Kobe. You ain't gang, you remind me of the police.